Okay, we're live. We're going live, Queen. So
Okay.
just give me a moment. I just gotta be able to setting up now. Okay, we're live. We're going live, Queen. So I just gotta be able to setting up now. Alright, Queen. We're live. Let's see if anyone has joined us yet. Hey, boy. Why is it asking me to connect a code? I'm just trying to be nosy and look at it while I can see the notification come in my email. Okay. I wanted to open it up to the app. Okay. All right. Okay, we're on live now. So let me send you this link. I'm so grateful for being a little bit computer literate. I just sent you the link.
I'm grateful that you are too, because I am not. I
Queen,
really be
listen, if you're
trying.
gonna
I
make
just
it
got
happen,
it.
you'll figure it out.
I
Okay? I'm not talking about you, I'm talking
learned
about
it.
me. So,
Yeah. I just got it now. There we go. Yeah, we on live.
okay. All right, so let me send this to everyone. Okay, nobody's on it yet. Good, so that's good.
Oh, we got one person watching. Is that me? It might be me right now.
No, I don't know. I don't know who that is, but it doesn't matter. I'm just sending it to people now.
That's what I'm doing. Ah, let me send it to some more people. My mother's probably at work, but
Yeah, but they can always review it later.
yeah.
I want to post it in our Facebook group.
Okay.
Let me do that now.
And I sent it to my siblings, my friends. Oh,
You might want to post it on your page too. That we're
yeah, I think
live.
I did. I think I did. Let me double check. Boom, 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 boom.
I gotta figure out next time how I can do both devices at one time, like both platforms.
Yeah,
Figure that out. I'll get my son to help me figure that out. And I'm
I
doing
tried to
my.
do that one time,
Mm-hmm. Did it
and
not go well?
it was interesting. It went kind of well half the time.
Mm.
But because I had my phone up and I had the computer up, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
do YouTube and Facebook.
Right.
I'm getting better over time, but I'm still struggling with the computer
Right. You're
literacy.
still a learning plot process. Yeah. I'm feeling
Right.
you on that.
It sure is.
Mm-hmm. All
Oh
right.
yeah, I did share it. I shared it twice. Okay.
All right.
Bam, bam,
So.
bam. On Instagram.
All right. All right. Let's see. See if we can
Wait
get a
on
couple
y'all
more
to come
people on.
in.
Oh, my grandson said thank you for the birthday gift.
Oh, no
My
problem.
grandson, his mom is on. Okay, so my grandson, our grandson's mother is on.
Awesome.
Uh, so
That's
just give it
this
a couple
fly
more.
keeps bothering me. It keeps flying around, trying to.
Oh,
I don't know if it has a message for me, but it's been getting on my nerve the last couple of days.
yeah. Don't let it stress you out. You know, it's trying to tell you something. Maybe one of your. It sounds like it's one of your ancestors trying to tell you something you need to
It
be doing.
must be. Or I think it be wanting to play because it keep coming around buzzing like zoop, zoop. I'm like, ah, zoop. I tried to open the door in the little patio, like, can you go
Uh-huh.
outside? It's like, nope, I'm here with you. I'm like, I don't got nothing for you. It's
Oh
gonna
man,
make a special
please. Like, what you
appearance every
cooking
now
good
and
today?
then.
Huh?
It's gonna make a special appearance and now and then, every now and then. And the thing is, everybody who knows me know I don't kill bugs. So it's I'm sitting there looking at it like you just teasing me because you know I don't kill bugs.
Uh-huh. Like when I see an ant or something in the house, I'm like, no, don't kill it. And my husband be like, what? And I'll be trying. I pick it up, like, get a tissue, take it and throw it out on the porch or on the back, on the deck. And he be like, I'm like, you can't kill him.
That's what I do. I remember one of my brothers, I was at his home one day and he was like, I told when I first got on, like, I don't feel like killing bugs. I don't feel like it's spiritually right. My brother was like, well, if you see a roach in this house, you better kill it.
Okay.
He was not playing.
Okay. I know the cricket. There was a cricket at my cousin's house the other day, and my
Uh-huh.
husband was like, "Oh my God, it's a cricket!" And I was like, the heck, nobody's on now." Anyway, it's fine. I was like,
That's
"Oh my God, it's a cricket." He was like, my cousin was like, "Kill it." I'm like, "No, the crickets are good luck. You can't kill a cricket."
okay.
There was one person on, but they're gone. But that's fine. We can get started. I'm not gonna sit
Yeah,
there and wait for them because
that's right.
you always send the video. And sometimes I do. I don't even do a live. I'll just do a recording, and
Uh-huh.
then I'll post it. So
Yeah, and people come in as they need to, whoever's meant to hear whatever it is, or they'll
they're
come
gonna
in
hear it
later. So
anyway because I
yeah,
save it on my YouTube channel.
awesome.
Okay. So welcome, my beautiful phenomenal people, my tribe members. Welcome to Dawn Spirit Queen, Dawn Spirit. Peace, peace, peace. And thank you for joining us today. We have this beautiful, phenomenal queen here. She's absolutely amazing. I'm speaking from experience. I haven't tasted her cooking, but it looks absolutely phenomenal. But I have gotten a couple of numerology reports from her. So you guys are in for a special treat today. You know I always got my incense burning, honey, because I got to make sure the energy in the air is clear.
I
Give
know
me
that's
safety
right.
in the room. So this is all positive energy. So welcome, Queen. Thank you for honoring and honoring me by showing up on my channel today. So
Thank
please
you so
introduce yourself.
much. Yes, thank you so much. I'm honored to be here. My name is
Welcome.
Asma. I am a jack of all trades. I do a lot of things, and I do a lot of things really from my own mind. So not only am I an author, I actually wrote a cookbook, a vegan cookbook called the Veggiegasm Cookbook. It's sold on Amazon. It's sold on Barnes and Nobles. It's
Yes.
not on Martha Stewart's website anymore, but it's on Book Baby's website. It's on a lot of places. And my approach to cooking is kind of different, but I'm going to go into that in a second. I not only do that, in addition to that, I'm also a teacher. I'm also a medicine woman. I help organize plant medicine retreats for people who are looking for healing, not on the physical aspects as much as the spiritual and the emotional aspect. In addition to all of that, I make my own seasoning and I make my own healing formulas. So I have different formulas for different ailments and I hand make them at home. I actually like blend my combinations together of herbs and I put them in every single capsule. So
Wow. I have
so
to
I have
try
different
those.
formulas. Thank you. I have different types. I have this one to kind of help with fibroids.
Mm-hmm.
I have this one to help with diabetes.
Oh, okay.
I have this one to help with the colon, with cleansing the colon.
Mm, okay.
And I have this one to help with hair growth. My hair actually grew a lot. You can't see it under this crochet, but I have pictures that I post every now and then on my hair growth process. I
Mm-hmm.
recently cut it a little bit though, because I color it a lot. So the damage of the coloring, I had to cut that off a little bit. And I have this called the H factor.
Mm-hmm.
The H factor is to deal with herpes simplex 1 and 2 symptoms.
Shut the front door. Are you kidding me, Queen?
Yes.
Whoa, I've been missing out. So I'm not saying I have any of those issues, but I'm saying I
Right,
like to
right.
share information because people, my clients, share, with me, and they ask me for advice. So
Hmm.
I'm a library of knowledge, but
Yeah,
I don't know
you
it
are.
all. So if there's something I don't know, then I know who to go to.
Right,
I
right.
don't have to Google it or go ask someone else. I can go to you directly. So that's great to know, or send them to you.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Either
so
way.
that's amazing.
Thank you.
So
And I
when
have a
you said your hair,
hypertension one, but I don't have the thing for it. I have a hypertension one too, just to add.
what?
But I
Okay.
don't have, I got to make a new label for it. So I didn't make a new label yet, but I'm going to.
Wow.
So
Okay. So now with the medicines that you've made, um, how long do they have to take the bottle? Do they have to take the whole bottle? Do they have to take it for a period of time? How long do you suggest?
so it depends what the ailment is.
Okay.
Every formula that I make comes with something that I create called dietary suggestions.
Okay.
So it's a list of how to tweak your diet, not necessarily to make everyone a vegan because everybody's not trying to be a vegan,
Mm-hmm.
but to tweak your diet so that it enhances the effect of the herbs.
Right. Because they don't have to
So
fight through that fat that animals produce.
right. So for something like diabetes,
Mm-hmm.
diabetes, you can actually take this medicine along with your regular medicine from the doctors. It won't interfere
Okay.
with.
Because
Um,
it's natural, right?
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
But you always have to make sure that the natural stuff doesn't interfere with the Western medicine stuff.
Yeah, the the
Um,
the pharmaceutical
yeah. And what
synthetic
that
drugs.
one does is it helps to bring the sugar down. So like if you're trying to cure yourself from type 2 diabetes versus type 1 is kind of different. Type 2, most people have developed type 2 from excess weight.
Okay.
So it's a matter for type 2 of um, cutting out certain starches.
Mm-hmm.
You want more complex carbs, not so much simple carbs, and you want a
Mm-hmm.
smaller quantity of that. It's a matter
Okay.
of weight loss, increasing fruit and vegetable intake. Um, and also, if they are able to fast or to
Mm-hmm.
cleanse, they can do like maybe a berry cleanse or a fruit cleanse combined with the herbs. And
Mm-hmm.
with the weight loss, they will get rid of the diabetes type 2.
Okay.
Type 1 is a little more tricky because it deals with the insulin production. So you may
Mm-hmm.
have type 1 people who may not have a weight issue, but they're type 1. So
Okay.
that's something that you have to more so focus on the pancreas because
Mm-hmm.
the pancreas creates the inulin that creates the insulin. So you kind
Mm-hmm.
of want to get the pancreas working back in its normal order, which may also consist of fasting. But I do consultations with people, and
Mm-hmm.
whatever I don't know, I refer as
Okay.
well. So I tell people I do the best that I can with what their ailment is and what their challenges are.
Mm-hmm.
And I just create. I do my research and I create.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. I apologize. Yeah, I do
Okay.
affirmations every certain time, and I apologize, my clock going off. So I do affirmations like 1111, 111, 222,
Mm.
333. So, but I also do my birthday, which is 725. So that's why my clock went off. So
Ah,
for the disturbance. So
yes,
that is
ma'am.
amazing, Queen. You just always full of a lot of information.
Thank you. Thank
I'm
you.
serious too because I had no idea that you made medicines like that. I knew about the plant medicine. So
Yeah.
okay, so I feel like a kid in the candy store. So okay, so tell me what else. Share it all. Share it
So
all.
I do music also,
Hmm.
but I haven't done it in a little while. I haven't been in the studio in a while. So I've been channeling this creative energy in my products and in my foods, but I need to get
Hmm.
back in the studio. But I sing, I do spoken word, I rap, I do all kind of stuff.
Well, I need to talk
Um,
to you because I could possibly have you do something at a few of my retreats that I'm planning for the
sure.
future. So I'm looking for conscious celebrities,
Cool, cool.
conscious musicians. So
Yeah.
definitely we'll talk. We'll talk when we're offline. So
I'm
that's
down.
gonna be
Someone recently asked me also if I could sing on their comedic yoga CD that they're making. So they want
nice.
me to probably sing some of the comedic yoga stuff, which I'm down to do. I was like, I'm honored, you know what I mean?
Right, right.
Because they wanted a soulful voice for it.
Yes,
So,
yes. Okay. I can't sing, but I can talk a story, but I'm not a singer. My daughter's the singer, so I'll
that's
leave
all
that to
right.
her. Somebody said, "Oh, wait, like, hey, peace, queen." Way of like, that's my astrologist. Me and her are
Yeah.
collaborating too, so she's on board too. So we got a few people, about four people on board, but it doesn't matter how many people are on now because they'll see it. What information is meant for them will come
Uh-huh.
along. So it'll go out to the YouTube universe. Everyone, whoever has not subscribed to my channel, tap down below to the left right there. Yep, down to the left. Subscribe to
Mhm.
the channel and so you get notifications and like it and share it. So it goes out to the YouTube universe. Okay.
Yeah.
So how if someone wanted to reach you, how would they reach you?
They could reach me either inbox or inbox on any of my social media pages. So I have an Instagram food page called Veggiegasm Cookbook. It's at Veggiegasm Cookbook, all one word.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that's where I share a lot of my foods that I make. Whether I make smothered mushroom steaks, any kind of thing. Like I make all kind of butternut squash cornbread. That butternut squash cornbread recipe is actually in my book. Um,
Okay.
so I make different types of things and I post it there. And once in a while, I'll put like a recipe out there. Whether it's
Mm-hmm.
something in the book or not in the book, I'll put it out there. My herbal formula Instagram is return the number 2 and Pachamama. So
Okay.
return to Pachamama is where I'll put some of my herbal formulas. I also make a what I call a veggiegasmic all-purpose moringa seasoning. So it's an all-purpose seasoning. I have family members that have put it on chicken, fish. I have vegans that put it on their food and they love it. I actually infuse the herb moringa leaf powder. I actually use Egyptian moringa and I
Mm-hmm.
fuse it with different herbs and spices so that people can
Okay.
put it on their food and it tastes all yummy.
I'm all about seasonings, honey. Yes. Hey, Princeton. Yeah, I'm all about seasonings because I went to this vegan this vegetarian was a vegetarian. It was a vegan restaurant, vegetarian restaurant in Cambridge, Massachusetts, and the place is very small. It's no larger than like maybe the size of my healing room, which is not
Right.
very, maybe 20 by 20, and if that large. And then they had a downstairs, and they have all
Mhm.
these different protein bowls and different. But the spices made you didn't need any salt or anything, and the spices just made your palate just go crazy, because it was so good. So I'm gonna be a customer. So go ahead, Queen.
Thank you. No, that's what I find that a lot of people struggle with when they want to become vegan.
Mhm.
They struggle because they're like, I miss meat. How do I go from missing, meat? And
Mhm.
a lot of times it's really not the meat that you're missing, it's the texture and the seasoning.
Yep.
If you master the texture and seasoning, I find that you really won't miss meat. Unless
Mm.
you're having some type of mineral deficiency, and that goes into some other stuff.
Mhm.
But like there's times I'll make like a vegan chicken breast. And everybody's like, how do
Okay.
you make a vegan chicken breast? With
Mhm.
rice flour and not rice flour, I'm sorry, with rice paper. I use brown rice paper. I use quinoa. Sometimes I use brown rice. And I use chickpea flour and
Okay.
shredded king oyster mushrooms. That's the
Mhm.
recipe I actually got from someone online that I saw, this girl named Veggie Rose. She makes a lot of great vegan recipes as well. And
Mhm.
I tweaked it my own way. And I was,
Mhm.
oh, this is dope. You know what I mean? But I have like all kind of recipes in my cookbook. I have a recipe where I use the peels of bananas to make like make kind of like a little patty. So you don't even have to
Okay.
use the, you don't have to waste the banana peels. You can use the whole entire banana. Um,
Wow.
yeah, I have all kind of stuff. And I have a YouTube page also where I do my cooking things. So I call
Okay.
it Veggiegasm cooking channel. I'm
Okay.
still getting with the technology so, and the
That's
angle,
okay. That's okay, Queen. Do what you
but I
do. I'm
started.
gonna make sure that I share all your information in the description, guys. So what you don't have a pen or paper to write the information down. Make sure inbox me or leave a chat at the bottom or your email, and then Asma she can contact you or you. We'll
Yeah.
work it out. Her information will be in the description, but leave a chat something in the chat if you don't find it in the description, and I'll make sure you get her personal information to contact her. So go ahead, Queen. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's okay. So I do all of those things. I have that page. I also, because I'm also a numerologist, so when I
Yes.
do consultations, I actually take into account the person's birthday and I look into some
Hmm.
of the astrology as well. Because I've been dabbling in numerology and astrology since 15, but I
Okay.
didn't take it always serious. Like it was something I was just really into and
Hmm.
interested in. And I started getting books when I was like 15 and just reading.
Right. Right.
And I actually do readings now. I do couple readings, I do birth chart interpretation and numerology all in one. I have different types of readings that I do.
Hmm.
And I take that into account with my consultations because depending on different numbers that play a part in a person's life, it could reveal different ailments that they may be prone to.
Okay.
So, for example, someone who may be born under a number two vibration, or may have like a life path of a number two in some form, whether it's a master number 11, whether it's the 20th, the second, whether it's the, whatever comes up, they may be prone to having digestive issues. They may
Okay.
have a very sensitive digestive tract and they need to drink more water. And it's
Hmm.
funny because two is a water number. So I look into all of that as I do consultation as well.
Okay.
Um, so I have a lot of things going on.
Come on, share, Queen. This is your time to shine on
I
somebody else's
appreciate it.
network. So you always shining, but you know what I'm saying. This is your time
Thank
to
you.
share because it's important that people know how to take care of themselves and how to
Mhm.
elevate themselves and feel
Yeah.
comfortable in doing so. Because as you know, like I know if I eat food that's not, um, if I eat something that's not, it's a cosmic Jerry put a hamburger and fries up. I know that because I'm an energy reader, I read people's energy, and where they don't even have to say anything, I can pick up on their energy, or if they speak, or I've never seen them before, or they could just be in the background. I can pick up on it. So when
Uh,
it comes to food, it means a lot to me, and I can tell if there's love in that cooking or not. And if it's
hmm
not, I'm not going to enjoy it. And a lot of us will, because we're hungry, we'll still eat that stuff because
hmm
we're hungry or we don't have anything else to eat at that moment that we need to eat, and it's
hmm
not good, it's not nourishing for your body, and like energy
hmm
attracts like energy. So if you're already feeling low and down on yourself and you eat something someone fixes that is in the same direction, you got a friend.
Yeah, I
If
know.
you
He's flying like
he
can you
just all over, he went right in the center of your forehead. It was like,
stop around
hey, I'm here too. So
you?
if it's not what you know what I'm saying, it
Yeah.
affects you and it can make you sicker. You know,
Yeah.
if you eat
Yeah.
someone's food that's on lower vibrations, you are already on lower vibrations. So the vegan thing, I don't eat pork or beef anymore. I do eat
Uh-huh.
chicken and seafood.
Uh-huh.
I'm working towards it to becoming vegan one
Right.
day because spiritually I know it will help me. I'm already up there as far as spiritually, but I want to be up there even higher.
hmm
You know what I'm
hmm
saying? So eventually I'm that's my next goal is to cut out chicken and I probably won't let go of seafood though. 'Cause I'm from Maryland.
That's hard for Maryland, right?
Maybe I'll eat it every once in a while, but
Yeah.
continue on talking about yourself.
Well, I will say I'm not the food police. So
Mhm.
people eat how they eat. I just encourage people to eat healthier.
Mhm.
And if veganism is something that their heart and their soul and their spirit is calling for, then I love to help with that. With my book, it's heavily inspired by a lot of Dr. Sebi's stuff, even though I am not
Mhm.
100% alkaline.
Mhm.
But I
I
do
love Dr.
introduce a lot
Sebi.
of alkaline grains in it,
Mhm.
because I highly respect Dr. Sebi. I highly respect Dr. Africa. I've been in the
Mhm.
village of Dr.
Mhm.
Sebi. I met Dr.
Yes.
Africa a few times. I was
Dr.
actually in
Soul.
one of Dr. Africa's classes, but I didn't finish. I need to finish.
That's okay, but you got the chance to be embraced, to be embraced, to be blessed and graced with his presence. So that's
Yes.
a blessing. I've never got the opportunity to meet either one of them in person. I wish I had. Even though I've been spiritual all my life, I hadn't
Mm-hmm.
gotten to that level to where that was
Yeah.
something of importance for me to meet those grand masters. So
And I know Queen Afua is the one who kind of inspired me to go vegan.
okay.
Because even when I was in my mom's womb, I wouldn't let my mom eat meat when I was in her womb. The only meat she could eat was fish. She was pescatarian with me. And
Wow.
I came out, eating meat like everybody else. And it's not that meat is 100% all bad. It's what they do to it in this country, from
Mhm.
my perspective. That's something that I had to learn, because meat in other countries is very different depending on what country you
Mhm.
go to when they don't do the processing. Um, it's the chemicals, and
Right.
being plant-based, being vegan is, I think, people's way of trying to also dodge a lot of the chemicals and the toxins in the food.
Mhm.
Because food, you have a lot of elders that'll say, well, I've been eating this way my whole life, but
Yeah,
they
but
weren't
not
putting
these
those same
chemicals.
things.
Yeah, not these
Yeah.
chemicals.
When you was
I
eating a
noticed,
chicken or a pig foot, you was eating a real chicken and pig foot.
right.
You wasn't
And then
eating it with,
children. We didn't have
yeah.
problems with obesity like we do now. When I was a teenager, there was no such thing as obesity, not like now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's some
Mm-hmm.
teenagers that are 12, 13 years old, they're my size because of the
Yeah.
hormones and the chemicals in the food. So
Yeah.
so do me a favor. I want to close this door because my husband's watching the game,
Sure.
and even though he's on the other side of the house, I can hear it, and it's kind of distracting me. But I want you to describe the difference between um, a vegetarian, a pescatarian, and vegan,
Okay.
and what you eat and what you don't eat. Give me one quick second.
Okay. So they're all kind of under the umbrella of vegetarianism. There's different types of vegetarians. So, and there's different types of vegans. That's the funny thing.
Okay.
So all of them are under the vegetarian umbrella because, from my perspective, they all eat more plant-based, more whole grains, more fruits in their diet on a consistent basis. They're supposed to. You have different types of vegetarians. You have ovo-lacto vegetarians, which don't eat animals, but they may eat eggs. They may eat dairy, which
Mm-hmm.
to me is kind of weird because the egg is a chicken fetus.
Right.
But I never understood how you can eat chicken, but you don't eat chicken, but you can eat the egg.
Right.
But to each his own.
Right.
Pescatarians don't eat um, chicken, beef, pork, a lot of the main meats, but they do eat fish.
Okay.
But they still have a diet that's supposed to usually consist of high whole grains, high fruit and vegetable intake.
Mm-hmm. So do
And
they eat? So you say pescatarian eats fish. Do they eat shrimp and crab?
some do, some do,
Okay.
um, some do. And then you have vegans. Vegans don't eat anything that really had a mother. So
I know.
if it's a chicken, if it's an egg, if it's
Mm-hmm.
cheese, they don't eat it.
Right.
Anything that comes from any animal, they don't eat it. You have some vegans that even take it a step further where they don't even
Mm-hmm.
eat honey.
What do you stop looking at my leg, boy?
I'm not that vegan. To me, it's not that serious when you can't eat honey.
Well, you
But
can't
that's
eat what,
just me.
honey?
Yeah, some people because it comes from the bees,
Right.
but it's my head is not that deep. Like you
Right.
can
Yeah. My daughter says anything that has parents, she's not eating it.
uh-huh. And I understand, you know what I mean? I'm a vegan all the time, especially in the States. The only time that I will eat a little bit of meat is when I go to places like Peru.
Someone's yeah, I have a queen. She makes ancestor water, and
Mm,
she's my heart. I just love her so much. But she was saying she doesn't eat meat either,
hmm
um, but she will eat it in other countries because it's
hmm
organic. Because if you look, like if you go to Whole Foods or you go to these natural food stores, if
Uh-huh.
you see a regular chicken wing and then you look at an organic chicken wing, the two differences like my hand of the regular chicken wing and the organic chicken wing is like the size of these two fingers. You know what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying? So, yeah,
Because
I totally understand and
it's
agree
the
with you.
real deal.
Yeah.
It's the real deal. And in some of those countries, they don't do any processing. Actually, plant medicine actually got me started on doing that. Because before I was like, I'm not touching meat nowhere.
Mhm.
And I took San Pedro, the Wachuma cactus, and for some reason it was me and it was a friend of mine who had been plant-based over 20 years.
Mhm.
And we were in the medicine and we finished, taking the medicine, we finished ceremony and everything. And for whatever reason, this one day in particular, we had an urge to eat meat. And it was driving us crazy because we don't eat this. Why do we
Mhm.
want to do this?
Right.
But the medicine had see, I don't have traditional views of like typical plant-based people. I don't think everybody's supposed to be vegan. I think it goes by your blood type as well. That's
Mhm.
another thing that I look into when I do consultations, but that's a whole nother convo.
Okay.
But the medicine, it was like the medicine had given us permission that day and was urging us to do it because we needed to be grounded.
Okay.
So when we ate it, we shared it. We ate a little bit of chicken, a little bit of fish. And we
Mhm.
was like, yo, this is like what was we eating in the States back in the day? Because this was horrible compared like out
Right.
there, it was way better than what we're used to eating. It didn't taste
Mhm.
the same. And we honestly didn't even have any weird reactions to it.
Mhm.
And that kind of blew my mind. But when I looked in Peru, the small town that I was in, looked at the way that the people treated the animals, the way they treated the plants, it's a certain level of respect.
Right.
And
Right.
the plants, the
Mhm.
animals, all of these things are sacrificed from a spiritual level. I look at them that way.
Mhm.
They're sacrificed for our nourishment.
Right.
And so, even though here I eat the plants, I eat the fruit, I eat the whole grains, I'm constantly trying to keep in mind always to thank the plants before I cook them, before I consume them,
Right.
the fruit, because they didn't have to be the sacrifice for my nourishment.
Mhm.
So I thank them for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I Reiki on my food, and if
Mm,
I cook it live, I pray over it and talk to it, and before I
mm,
eat it.
yeah.
But yeah, I definitely don't eat pork though. I don't eat pork or beef. I miss it. I miss bacon. Listen, I mean, my family comes from the south, so
Right, right, right.
and I can cook it. I can cook my butt off. So
Uh-huh.
I will eat from the rooter to the tutor. That's what I love pork, and then my husband makes the best steak in the world. Like
Uh-huh.
his steak is so tender you can cut it with a spoon, and it's
Wow.
yeah. My husband he can cook steak really well. So when he fixes it, I'll be like, damn, I want some of that. Or I fixed him food. I fixed ribs for him, but I can't eat it. You know what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying? So I miss it, but I know I want to live a healthier lifestyle. And
hmm
I want to be healthier. I'm older now, so
hmm
it's important that you watch what you eat. And my
Yeah.
daughter, she was raised on pork, the one that's a
hmm
vegan,
Oh,
and but as a child, she, like when I would give her sausage, she wouldn't eat it.
yeah. I'm finding that a lot of these kids, the younger generation, they don't want meat.
Yeah, but she's
Something
in
is
her
telling them that,
thirties.
oh, that's different. Maybe it
Yeah,
started
my baby girl
generation
is thirty
down.
six years old.
Wow.
Yeah, so she and I'm old enough to have her, y'all. But
Ah, you sure don't look it.
I'm old enough to have her. But yeah, she would as 5, 6. I think she would not. She would give her pork to her siblings.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Because
And
it's
then,
something intuitively that the kids know, I think,
mm-hmm.
or feel about it. Um, and it's funny because when I was an early childhood teacher, kids would ask a lot of, I used to teach preschool in first grade, and they would ask a lot of interesting questions.
Right.
So I remember like one of the kids, we was learning about food coming from like plants and, fruits and vegetables. And one of the
Mm-hmm.
kids was like, well, what about chicken nuggets? And I'm like, well, chicken nuggets come from a chicken. So they
Mm-hmm.
was
And
like,
they're not that
a
great
chicken?
either.
Like, cluck,
Yeah.
cluck. I'm like, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, some of the kids sometimes they're like, oh, well, I don't want to eat the chickens that I see, the farm animals that I see. And some
Mm-hmm.
children just, for some reason, they're turned off by the taste of it. Like I've had a
Mm-hmm.
lot of friends who, they have young children and they were like, for some reason, my baby will not eat meat. My baby does not want it,
Mm-hmm.
which I
Especially if you're
find very
doing spiritual
interesting.
work.
Mhm.
Especially if you're doing spiritual work, because when I was,
Mm.
I've been spiritual all my life, but during the time I was pregnant with my daughter, I was really getting really into spirituality more than when I was pregnant with her and doing
Mhm.
spiritual work. So that probably had a lot to do with it too. But the other day,
Mm.
I'm a fess up. The other day, my husband and I, we were rushing. We had a long day. We were exhausted, and we were rushing. And he said, "I'm just gonna get something from Burger King." I'm like, "Why are you getting something from Burger King? Like that food is not real food. That food is
Right.
disgusting. It's called Murder King." So he was like,
Murder King.
"You're right." So he's like, I'm getting darn. I'm hungry. That's what I'm getting. He always gets it. Every time he gets it, it messes up his stomach.
Yeah.
So I was standing in another line at the rest stop, and I was gonna get shrimp, but
Mhm.
I kind of got a little irritated about how they treated me in line, so I just like forget I'm not getting
Mm.
anything. But I hadn't eaten all day, so my husband's like, "I'm gonna get you something to eat." And I'm like, "I don't want a salad. I really don't want anything from Burger King." He's like, "Dawn, you gotta get some." He's like, "Just get some chicken nuggets." I'm like, okay, I'll get some chicken nuggets. Man, that was so horrible because I don't eat fast food. It was
Yeah.
gross. It was so gross, Queen. And I remember a few years ago, I used to eat that crap.
But your taste buds change when you take a lot of the
Yes.
stuff out your diet. You're
What?
like
Yep.
that you thought that tasted good. You
Mm-hmm.
taste it later and you're like, ew, what was I eating? Or it tastes
Yes.
sweet. It's all these enhancements. Like I was telling my mom one time how they use part of a beaver's anal glands in America to flavor food. And so she didn't believe me. She was
Are
like,
you
what?
kidding me?
I'm like, Mom, let's look it up. It's a word that begins with a C, but it's a long word, but I forgot what the word is called. And they put it in food and flavorings,
You're
like
gonna
things
give me.
that's
I
like,
want to eat again. Are you kidding me?
oh, I'm sorry. I'm dead serious.
You
They
said the
part
gland.
of a beaver's anal glands. They use the secretions from a beaver's anal glands and add it to food. Very sick, twisted things that they do to the food. And to me, it's kind of an abomination to Mother Nature. It's very
So what
disrespectful
kind of
to
food? What foods do they put the beaver
things that
gland
have
in? Huh?
flavorings like vanilla flavoring, things that have raspberry flavoring. They tend to put these things in there. Yeah, it's really
Shut the front door. Are
they
you
do a lot
kidding
of weird
me?
stuff. Uh-huh. Even some of the dyes, some of those things can
Mm-hmm.
trigger ADHD, all kind of stuff. The red 40, the yellow 5, all of these things. That's the thing. People can't even
You
just
know what?
eat.
You're right, Queen. I did hear a little a little sputter about it years ago, and I was like, they just tripping. But I believe you. That's
Mhm.
disgusting.
It is. I remember when I was maybe a teenager, I remember reading an article that was talking about Nestle putting aborted babies inside of their food, all kind of
I
stuff.
heard about that in McDonald's food too.
See? So it's like, what are we eating? We're wondering why people are
Mm-hmm.
not acting humane. We're
Right, and I
wondering why
heard
people
another
are being
restaurant that I
angry.
don't want to name
Uh,
that their beef is not real beef. It's is mealworms,
it's what?
mealworms, mealyworms or mealworms. Yeah, it's not even real meat. It's not even real beef. At
That's
one of these fast food joints. That's why we got to stop eating those fast food joints. Your kids
yeah,
hungry? You better go in there and fix your kids something to eat, and do
that's
not
right.
take them to no goddamn McDonald's. You are poisoning your babies when you eat that stuff or the
Don't
fast
give them
food.
babies that, and you wonder why they bouncing off the walls between
Yeah.
all the sugar. Because sugar, the molecular model of sugar is two molecules from cocaine.
Mm-hmm.
There's
I
a
heard
lot
it's
of research
addictive.
that shows how the brain activity works when people
Hmm.
consume refined sugar, and it
Right.
reacts as if you've taken cocaine. So when you're giving children
Right.
pasta candy and things like that, and then the starch turns into sugar.
Right.
That's why you'll have diabetics who will be like, I don't eat candy, I don't drink soda, but why is my sugar high? Because you're consuming too much
The
starch.
starchy.
And it's the
Yeah.
too much carbs. It's the simple
Right.
carbs and not the complex carbs.
Right.
So it's going to turn into sugar as it breaks down in the body. And the thing about it, realistically, right? You hear a lot of people say, I work, I have this, I have that, I can't always cook. Realistically, that's people's situation. One service that I actually offer, but I haven't started yet, but it's on my website, is shopping with people. What I want to start doing is taking people physically to their nearest supermarket and going shopping with them so they can find alternatives that are healthier than what they're consuming. For example, I had a family member who passed away last year, but he was always eating these oodles and noodles. I used to love oodles and noodles
Those are the
back in the
worst to
day.
eat. I used to feed that crap to my kids when they were younger. That
See,
was their
I used
lunch
to
when they was
Kyle,
home.
we all ate that, you know what I mean? Because
Right.
we didn't know any better, and now it takes 2 minutes to make it.
Right.
Even Adele Givens has a stand-up comedy joke where she's like, lunch? How you make lunch in 2 minutes? That ain't lunch.
Right.
It's so funny. But I made a video on my YouTube page where I get these.
What's that? Oh, ramen? Okay.
It's an alternative to oodles and noodles. Of course, nothing is healthier than making your own
Ramen.
stuff from scratch.
Right.
If you're in a rush, if you don't have time, there's alternatives that are much healthier. This is like $1.10 at the store.
Where did you get it in a normal supermarket?
I've seen it in a lot of supermarkets. I got it in I kind of go to like the little bougie supermarkets, but I also sometimes go to like the regular ones, and sometimes in the Asian section you can find these.
Yeah, I found something too. Hold on, keep talking. I want to show some rice and noodles that I haven't tried them yet, but they're supposed to have like very low calories, if none. I'm gonna get them. Keep on talking. I'm gonna bring it.
Okay, but that's the thing, like, for people who are constantly working, who don't have the time to always cook, you have alternatives out there that you guys can get that are healthier. You don't always have to, realistically, everyone doesn't have the time to sit there and make a meal. So you get what you can, but you try to get healthier alternatives. Actually, let me show you guys something. Or did I throw it out? I think I threw it out. I threw it out. I finished it. But there was something that I had recently given to a friend, and it was an alternative to fruit roll-ups, but it was natural. It didn't have any genetic engineering in it as far as it was listed. It tastes delicious. And it was like fruit strips. And sometimes I make them from scratch, the fruit strips, and it's like fruit roll-ups, but I make it from real fruit,
Right.
But there's always alternatives. Even this, the other day I made like a cake and I put these sprinkles on here.
Okay.
No artificial dyes.
Okay.
Now this does have sugar in it, so it's not 100% perfect, but it's a safer thing. It's less ingredients and it's safer than getting a regular thing of sprinkles. It's an investment in your health, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Whenever you can. I also did a video on agave, because you hear a lot of people talk about agave, but the agave that they are selling most of the time is not a pure agave.
I'm not surprised.
They're putting corn syrup or something in it. The way you can tell is when you look at the back and it says the sugar content, because agave is supposed to be low glycemic index. As sweet as it tastes, it's naturally low glycemic index.
Okay.
When you turn a lot of agaves over, it'll say 1 tablespoon or 1 teaspoon, 16 grams of sugar. Yeah. That's a lot of sugar in 1 tablespoon.
A lot of sugar, yeah.
This one right here, 1 gram.
Wow. Okay.
And I happen to find this brand in like a home goods kind of store. So, they don't always have it, but I have bought like as many as I could. I was like, oh my gosh.
Right.
I like to use them for different recipes, but also I make something called an herbal iced tea, which hopefully in the future I'll be able to package and sell.
Okay.
Because my clients that have come from plant medicine and different things and different friends, they're like, you need to make a restaurant. You need to sell these juices.
Yes, queen. You will make a killing.
I'm excited about it.
Killing.
Yes.
Even if you Yeah, I mean, I know you are with your like. Let me show this real quick before you continue,
Sure.
before I forget. So I bought these they're called miracle noodles,
Uh-huh.
and they're plant-based noodles.
Are
And
they
it
kelp
says,
noodles?
huh?
Are they kelp noodles?
They're plant-based noodles, keto and paleo friendly,
Okay.
angel hair style miracle noodles, and they're 5 calories.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
and I ordered these off of Amazon.
That sounds great.
And then they have the miracle rice, plant-based miracle rice. That's
Uh-huh.
5 calories. I haven't tried. I'm going to try it this week. And this is the
Mm.
rice.
Okay. Yeah, try it. I
Yeah.
always say try stuff to see how it works with your body.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
if you want to know if you're allergic to something, take it out of your diet for a week and then reintroduce it.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
your body will let you know if this needs to be in here or if it doesn't,
Okay.
you know. There's so many things to learn about food, and
Mhm.
and one thing that's kind of unique about what I would say that's unique about my cooking style is even though I do my vegan cooking, I a
Mhm.
lot of times incorporate herbs inside of my cooking.
Mhm. Mhm.
So I'll make a soup and put like dandelion root, burdock root, certain things in it. So
Mhm.
people still get the healing effects of the herbs.
Okay.
So, and I do the same thing with my herbal iced teas.
Mhm.
So if I have friends who are relatively nearby and their children get sick or they have like a cough that won't go away, I'll make iced tea out of herbs and make it taste like iced tea. And the kids are drinking it and enjoying it, but they're getting those healing herbs.
Right. I like that.
Thank you. Because it's hard to get kids to take medicine
I
and things like
know. Cause you
I
gotta
think
do
it's
the
like,
airplane with them, and you gotta play games where they're like, I ain't stupid. I know what's up.
no, I ain't
No,
falling for that.
I don't want it. No.
You know, and then some herbs are very bitter. So you gotta
Mhm.
be careful with giving the kids some of the bitter herbs and
Right.
how you do it. So, I can't give a kid a capsule.
Right.
So I may make maybe like a syrup for them to take daily, or I'll make like an herbal iced tea
Mhm.
that'll help soothe the cough, that'll help them build their immune system up. Because that's the thing. We all have an immune system. We learn about immune system in grade school. The
Mhm.
body is naturally designed to cure every ailment it comes across.
Okay.
That's why you have people that'll be around someone sick and won't catch it. Sometimes their immune is that
Yeah.
strong.
Yeah.
So
I
it
build my
goes right
immune
on.
system up. Yeah.
Right.
I take
And
a
so
lot of.
we really don't need a lot of these things that
Mhm.
we're told that we need.
Right.
It's all about building the immune system up. Like there's an immunity formula that I made and I've been giving it to my mom all through COVID. She's tested maybe about 10 times and has not had COVID.
Now I'm glad you. We gotta be careful of saying that word.
Oh,
So we'll just say the C.
the C,
So
sorry.
the C. How do you? Because I'm always working on building up my immune system. So you have some people that are pro V, pro vac,
Mhm,
and
mhm,
some people that are against it.
mhm.
So how do you? What do you suggest one should do that wants to protect their immune system, whether they have it or not?
Mhm,
Because knock on infinity, I haven't gotten it.
mhm,
I
mhm,
have herbs at my doors to protect, so nobody brings it in my house.
mhm.
But I build up my immune system. So they're saying that whether you have the vac or not, you still can get it.
Right.
So y'all running around here with no mask on, and y'all think it's not true. That's on you. However, and those
Anybody
that
could do it.
have it, have the vac or don't have the vac, you still should always protect your immune system.
Right,
So, what do you
absolutely.
suggest one should do as far as protecting themselves, whether they have the vac or not?
I would say increase raw fruit and raw vegetable intake.
Mm-hmm.
You want to increase your consumption of things that are high in zinc and things that are high in vitamin C.
Yeah, I heard a lot about
Natural,
zinc. Okay.
natural stuff, not so much the artificial stuff.
Right.
Something like grapefruits
Mm-hmm.
have certain things that are naturally in it that help to combat viruses. You also want to increase your vitamin D levels.
Mm-hmm.
Those things combat viruses. So if you do get it, it'll roll off you quicker.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've even had people that I've known, people who I've made suggestions to, and who are knowledgeable themselves on things like that, who have told me I had the symptoms for about 1 week, not
Mm-hmm.
1 week, a day. I
Mm-hmm.
know one person who had it for a day, and
Mm-hmm.
they started steaming and increasing the fresh fruit and vegetable intake, and the symptoms went away. And a couple of days later, they were good.
Right. I know. I do a lot of. I know lemon. Lemon is very precious. I do a lot of
Mm-hmm.
lemons. Like I drink lemon water as soon as I wake up, and I drink
Mm-hmm.
it throughout the day or at night. And I don't even like the taste of water without the lemon now. So
Yeah.
I don't want to do it too. I'm gonna have to. I weaned off of it for a few days when I went to Jamaica,
Uh-huh.
but I did do some limes. But I don't. I know if you have too much of anything for too long, then your body can start rejecting it.
It
So
can, yes.
um
But you lemons are good because lemons are also lemons, limes, grapefruits, they're all decongestants and expectorants, and they're good for the lungs.
right.
So they
Okay.
help to expel out mucus. And
Mhm.
you want to keep your body more on an alkaline level than an acidic
Mhm.
level, so that it can have a level of homeostasis and balance itself,
Mhm.
so that you're not as susceptible to getting sick.
Right.
Things like elderberry, if you can't get elderberry, elderflower. A lot of people talk
Okay.
about elderberry, people don't talk about elderflower. If you can, not so much the store bought gummies and stuff like that, because what America likes to do with food is they'll take something that is a natural food and they'll combine it with something that's not a natural food.
Because it's a
So they'll
microwave world.
right, so you don't get the 100% full aspect of it.
Mhm. Mhm.
They'll give you an elderberry, but then combine it. They'll give you elderberry, but combine it with sugar.
Mhm.
Sugar breaks
Mhm.
down the system. Elderberry builds it up.
Right.
So it's confusing the body.
Mhm.
You know
Makes
what I
sense.
mean? We really
Makes
in
sense.
America, unfortunately, don't most of the time get the purest form of anything.
Mhm.
We don't get the purest of
Even
incense.
tofu,
Yeah, yeah, even that. And that's a
poor
better
quality.
quality, but
Yeah,
it's
poor
still not
quality. Mhm.
real quality. If you taste a fruit in another country, oh my gosh.
Mhm.
You
When we
it
ate in
can
Jamaica, the food was so 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 good. I mean,
yes.
our chef was a phenomenal cook, a phenomenal chef too, but you could taste the difference
Uh-huh.
in the food. Yes.
When I was cooking in Peru, I had bought they sell like these little bags of seasoning, liquid seasoning. I had
Mhm.
put like a pinch of that seasoning, tasted the flavor all through the pot.
Mhm. I
I
believe
didn't
it.
have to over season. It was beautiful. The when I was in Honduras, I'd never tasted no oranges like that in my life. That was like the
Mm.
best orange juice I ever had. Like orange juice never been the same ever since
Mhm.
I came back from Honduras.
Right.
Mexico, the same thing. It's the difference in the taste because they're not processing it, and it's the respect that they have for Mother Nature. They're not doing gene splicing, they're not
Mhm.
genetically modifying, they're not doing those things like they do here.
Okay.
I have a friend, and she was cracking me up because I used to tell her, talk to your food. And so she
Mhm.
she called me one
I
day.
talked to my water.
Your friend thought I was so crazy. She's a Leo like you.
Mhm.
And she was like, girl, I ain't gonna front. I used to think you was kind of crazy when you talk about talking to the food.
Right.
Like, but girl, I started talking to some collard greens I was making. And she said I was massaging the collard greens and thanking it. She said it came out the best collard greens she ever made. I
Cause
said,
you gave it
exactly,
energy.
because they want that reciprocation. We've lost our connection with
Mhm.
Earth. That's why my business is called Return to Pachamama, because Pachamama is the spirit of Mother Nature.
Oh, yes.
We've
Yes.
lost our connection to
Yes.
Mother Nature. And Mother Nature is our unconditional loving mom.
Aw.
She feeds us, she clothes us no
Yes.
matter what we do to her. Not clothes us, but she feeds us, she nurtures us. She
Right.
does so many things for us. I mean,
Mhm.
if she stopped letting the trees and the plants grow, we wouldn't be able to breathe.
No, we wouldn't.
You know what I mean? If she stopped growing any kind of food, the animals couldn't eat. So the people that eat animals couldn't eat.
Right, but they
There's
keep
so much,
destroying her.
right. And she's so strong and resilient. She
And
literally can
forgiving too.
turn poop into flowers.
Yeah. And forgiving. Yeah. Yeah.
you know and so we've lost that connection. We don't bond with the earth anymore, and that's one of the things that I teach in my retreats, the ones that I'm the main practitioner of.
Mhm.
When I do my plant retreats, I have a time where we go and we bond with Mother Nature, and we show her some respect and some love and
Mhm.
some honor, because she needs that and she yearns for that. Someone once told me that when things are out of balance in the universe, other things come to save it. And
Mm-hmm.
because human beings are out of balance, the plants are coming to save us. So now everyone is having this affinity to plant medicine, to plant-based eating, everything with plants. Everybody's using CBD oil and all this other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Things like that. We don't realize how much we take those things for granted.
Right.
Even the Bible in Revelations says the nation shall be healed by the leaves, the
Mm-hmm.
herbs, the things of nature. You know what I mean? It's a very powerful and beautiful thing, and we've disconnected from it so much, and
Mm-hmm.
we disrespect it so much because we don't know any better. We're not taught any better.
Yeah,
You
when I,
know?
I have a tree, we have about 2 acres here, and I have a tree in the back where I give homage to my ancestors,
Yes.
and like I put fruits and stuff there, and before I started doing that, it looked bare by the tree. If I was to show you the tree now, there's all these leaves and bushes growing from this tree in front of this tree. And for
Uh-huh.
years it was naked in front of that tree. Now you got all these bushes and stuff because I've been feeding Mother Nature and my ancestors through that tree,
Uh-huh.
base of that tree. So I believe that it makes sense.
The love vibration.
Mm-hmm.
They reciprocate, they sacrifice, Mother Earth sacrifices the fruits and the
Mm-hmm.
food for us. We have to give something back.
Right.
Everything in life has this reciprocation. So just as we breathe in oxygen, we have to breathe out the carbon dioxide for the
Mm-hmm.
trees. And we
Mm-hmm.
forget that balance because we've become so self-centered and focused on just ourselves and what affects us as an individual, not
Right.
realizing that everything we do, everything we say sends a vibration out in the universe and it affects everything that exists.
Speak spells.
You know what I
That
mean?
pink thing in your mouth is the
Absolutely.
strongest muscle in your mouth in your body. That pink thing is a
Absolutely.
powerful thing. Be careful what you say. Never say you
Yes.
broke. Never
Yes.
say you unhappy or you got bad luck or life is a bitch. All them things you say comes back. So you're
Exactly.
right. Mhm.
Exactly. I always hated that saying, life's a bitch, karma's a
Mhm.
bitch. I never
I'm
liked
broke.
those kind of
I
sayings
ain't
because I
shit.
always thought
I
it was
ain't
just,
this. I ain't that. I'm not this. No,
yeah,
you can't speak. You're speaking that into existence. So now
absolutely.
tell me something. So this year with you doing the numerology and astrology, because I'm going to come back to the vegan thing, but I
Uh-huh.
don't want
That's
to
fine.
forget that expertise because some people are interested in that. So for this month of August,
Hmm.
what do you think? What signs? What signs or numbers? What advice do you give the people for this month of August?
Hmm.
Because people are getting ready to go to school, people are getting ready to go to college. Parents got to shop for their kids. Some kids are still going to be homeschooling. Some are going to school. You know,
Uh-huh.
they're trying to open it all the way back up, but some states are getting ready to shut it back down again. So, what is your
Yeah.
advice for the month of August for the tribe?
Leo season. See, if I were to go into the numbers, I would go more into the individual, but I'm going to combine some astrology and some numerology right now, what I'm going to say.
Okay.
When you think of Leo season shines as being an extrovert.
Okay.
I would say this is a time that if you are doing something business wise, anything you're working on, show it,
Mhm.
promote it
Okay.
during Leo season. It's the
Mhm.
sign of the lion, it's the sign of the pride.
Okay.
Leo is ruler of the fifth house astrologically. The fifth house deals with romance, deals with
Mhm.
love, deals with affection. It also deals with playfulness. This is a season to have fun. This is a month where you want to work hard and promote, but you also want to make room for fun and play
Okay. Okay.
because the Leo energy is naturally playful.
And that goes into the Lion Gate. So let me ask you about. So
Yes.
the Lion Gate is coming August the 8th. What day is that? Next Sunday? Is that next Sunday?
The 8th is, yep, Sunday.
So the
This
Lion Gate
Sunday.
opens.
Uh-huh.
So let's elaborate on that a little.
Well, because this portal of Lionsgate is opening,
Mm-hmm.
this is a great time of manifestation, a very good time to manifest.
Mm-hmm.
If you are And there's many different ways you could manifest, but I think for me personally, and maybe I might be a little partial because I'm a water sign,
Mm-hmm.
manifestation with water is amazing. Amazing. This first new moon is going to go into Leo, I believe. Yes, it's going to go into Leo.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to manifest, you can manifest using water, you can manifest using fire.
I do the both. I do both.
Uh-huh.
I do
During
both.
that time. And the new moon energy is really about releasing things that don't serve you well.
Mm-hmm.
So you're stepping into a different energy with Lion's Gate. It's the time to leave the old self behind,
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of us are going through kind of a metamorphosis, especially a lot of us spiritual people. We're
Mm-hmm.
going through a metamorphosis where I kind of make a joke where I say I got to leave the caterpillar stuff alone
Mm-hmm.
and worry about my butterfly stuff because I'm a butterfly now.
Right,
You know,
right.
it's the time,
Transformation.
right? It's a big time of transformation, and we're all going to be faced with different challenges that are going to try to bring us back to our old self and old ways
Mm-hmm.
of thinking and old ways
Mm-hmm.
of doing things.
Right.
This is the time for us to step into that newness
Mm-hmm.
bravely and fearlessly. Because think of the lion. We're in Leo season. The lion is fearless.
Mm-hmm.
King of the
Mm-hmm.
jungle is feisty, but the
Right,
lion is
right.
also very calculating
Mm-hmm.
because it's a fixed fire sign. So it the lion, before it pounces, it sits back and it watches and observes, and then
Mm-hmm.
it waits to that right moment to seize the opportunity.
Yep.
So this is a time to be patient, observant, but also promote yourself. This is a
Mm-hmm.
time to manifest the things that you want. This is a time where people may find a lot of love this month.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people
Mm-hmm.
might fall in love or do something romantic with your partner if you are
Right.
in a relationship
Mm-hmm.
during this month, because it's that kind of
Or
energy.
pamper yourself. Pamper me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pamper
Yeah.
yourself. I just took
Mm-hmm.
myself to the fair the other day
Mm-hmm.
and I had so much fun like a big kid. I was on the rides. I always been scared of rides,
I
but I put
love
myself
it.
on the rides.
Yes.
Yes. And I loved it. I won a teddy bear. I always like to win teddy bears if I go to,
Mm-hmm.
and I never win them. So I was like, oh, I got a teddy bear. Because it was all in my mind. Because
Right.
initially my mom was like, Dad, you ain't gonna get the teddy. I said, shift that. And I
Right.
manifested in my mind. And I said, I'm gonna get a teddy bear.
Mm-hmm.
I want that teddy bear. I'm determined. Sure
Right.
enough, got this big old elephant teddy bear.
Aw. That's good. You had a great time. So when you mention about manifesting with water and fire, because I do a lot of my manifestations with water and fire.
Mm-hmm.
I'll sometimes combine the two, or sometimes do one and not the other. Well, I do a number of things, and I do speak into my water because water carries
Yes.
vibrations. I've said that in many of my videos, and and
And
like
you're
I
a
said,
water number.
hmm?
And you're a water number, even though you're a
Oh,
fire sign.
really? What number
Uh-huh.
is that? Is that six?
No, 7.
7. Okay, yes, 7.
25th.
Right. Two sevens. You're right. Um, so I manifest with water, and I speak into my water. I love going to the beach and speaking, taking handfuls of water and
Yes.
speaking into it and sending it back into the ocean. I
Ah,
have a video that I did. I gotta post it on the YouTube channel. I'm gonna do it in a day or so and speak. And
yes.
everything that I speak, when I take that water and I speak into it and I push it out into the ocean, it manifests so fast, Queen.
Yes.
And then like if I'll so like I'll take an affirmation, right? And I'll put it on a piece of paper, or I'll
Mm-hmm.
write it on ancestor money, or
Mm-hmm.
and write a note to one my ancestors or a particular ancestor, and I'll place
Mm-hmm.
that ancestor money in the windowsill, or the
Yes.
note in the windowsill, and the sun is giving it, is heating it up.
Ah,
You understand what
it's
I'm saying?
charging it up.
Yes,
Yeah.
and then the sun hit, and then the moon hits it too. What? I'll be a manifesting mug. I'll be manifesting.
I saw
I
your
love
video 33 on your YouTube.
right the 33 times three. That's another way of
Yes.
manifestation. I put my you can put your 33 times three list in
Mm-hmm.
the window sill. You know,
Mm-hmm.
just leave it there for 7 days. Just leave it there and just forget about
Yes.
it and know that's going to manifest. Or you can put it in a vision box. You know,
Mm.
a lot of people do vision boards, but I suggest doing vision boxes because it's more private. Because a board, other people's eyes are prying on it,
Mm.
and
Right, right,
you don't
right.
want their energy prying on what your visions are. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So yeah,
sometimes you got to manifest quietly to yourself.
yes.
And sometimes, and that's something I had to learn, and I still sometimes have to remind myself, because I'm so open. I want to share with everyone, and
Me
so,
too.
and then sometimes I'm like, okay, you got to pull
Everything's not
back.
for
And
everyone.
right. My sister, I was talking to one of my sisters, well, two of my sisters the other day, and they made this comment when we were having a conversation, and they were saying when the creator gave you your calling, it wasn't a conference call.
I love it.
Shout out to my sisters. That's Precious
I
and
love
Jay.
it.
They're actually chefs also. They
Okay.
chefs in North Carolina, Indulge Catering. They make
Yes.
delicious food.
Yeah,
And
you made a. Did you
too.
make a Let me say this before, because I know we're jumping all over the place, people, and because she's a jack of all
Sorry, y'all.
trades, and I apologize because when it pops in my head, I need to say it because I won't forget. You made some kind of chicken fried mushroom something. What was that you made?
Oh, yes, chicken of the woods mushrooms.
Chicken in the
Fried
woods.
chicken of the woods mushrooms. So there's so many different types of mushrooms. I hear people say all the time, I don't like mushrooms.
I
It's
love
how you
mushrooms.
make it.
I love
It's
mushrooms.
how you, I love it too. And different mushrooms have different textures. So like I make mushroom bacon.
Mm.
You have some people that make mushroom bacon from shiitake mushroom. I don't really usually eat shiitake very much, but I make my mushroom bacon from king oyster ones because it's a thicker, stronger texture. So I slice it thin, and
Mm-hmm.
there's a way that I bake it, and it comes out crispy with like a bacony kind of flavor.
Uh huh.
So
Wow.
you have portobellos, which
I've
have a
heard people do
thicker.
it with make bacon too out of carrots.
I've heard of that. I haven't tried carrot bacon, but I've heard of carrot bacon. I've heard of eggplant bacon. I haven't tried it yet, but
Okay.
I am going to
Okay.
experiment with it and see if I like it.
Okay. I'm gonna have to have you come and stay a weekend with us, honey, and cook for us. After I
I
might
got no problem
have
with
to hire you to cook for me and hubby for a weekend and see you. I don't know if he's gonna eat. I'm gonna eat it. He may
it.
not because he's a steak and potato man, but I would get him to try it. But yeah, we're gonna have to
I'll
hire
make
you
you
for
some
the
mushroom
weekend.
steaks.
Huh? Yeah.
I'll make us. Wait, you can even make vegan steak out of seitan if you want it to look more like a steak.
Mhm.
And there's a way you can make it soy free. You don't have to. It's that, but that's good unless a person has like maybe a gluten allergy because it's from
Mhm.
wheat gluten. But you can make it like that. Like there's a vegan. I'll repost it on my page. But I made like vegan steak one time and it looked like a steak, and everybody was like,
Mhm.
"What is like? What do you make that
What?
out
I
of?"
can't wait. I'm so excited.
Thank you.
I'm really excited. So let's get back to the astrology.
Mhm.
Okay, so you said the Leo season. So Leo season, the last day is August the 22nd, right?
Yeah, some astrologers will say the 22nd, some will say the 21st. That's still
Okay,
kind of the cuspy kind of area though.
okay, and then Virgo season starts.
Hmm.
So how does that play? Because that's the end of August going into September.
I would say always think of the energy of that sign on how it's going to affect everyone in general. So, like
Okay.
Virgo is a very hard working sign. And
Mhm.
Virgo energy likes to kind of work in privacy. That's why in tarot cards, it's the hermit. It likes
Okay.
to kind of be to itself. It's very similar to Cancer in a lot of ways. That may be a time to really put in a lot of hard work and
Okay.
perfect the things, because Virgos are perfectionists by nature, to perfect the things that you want to tweak. So, say, for
Okay.
example, if you have labels on a product that you're making, but you've been really wanting to change them labels, maybe
Mhm.
Virgo season might be the time to really focus on changing those
Yeah, I
labels.
gotta change my business cards. So that's a good idea. I was thinking about today, like I need to do my business cards, but I have an
Mm-hmm.
event. Oh shoot! Hold on, my computer. I don't want it to shut off on me. I forgot to plug it in.
Oh, that's okay. I didn't plug mine in either, so I'll plug mine in.
Excuse me, y'all. Don't want to lose you. Okay. Woo! If we went out, I would have been upset. Okay. So,
That's okay.
yeah, I have to critique my business cards, and I have an event coming next month. It's going to be a
Mhm.
lot of work in doing this event, but I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. Did you know that I was doing an event next month?
No, what event are you doing?
You didn't see that I advertised it. I'm doing the Christopher Williams retirement gala for my sister.
Oh, wait, Christopher Williams, a singer?
Yeah,
Oh, wow. I didn't know. I'm gonna check it out now.
yeah, it's gonna be in New Jersey. It's of course she's paying for everything. It's her retirement gala, but I'm doing the decoration, and my
Ooh.
daughter. We're all putting the whole thing together. It's the venue only sits 200 people with
Okay.
250, but
Is he gonna sing?
yeah, he gonna sing. He better
Okay.
sing.
I love his voice. He got that Teddy
Yeah,
P
he's
kind of thing.
performing live, honey. Yes, yes. We're gonna have a ball. Yeah, check it out. I've been posting it.
I gotta check it out. Is it in your group?
It's on my Facebook page. It's in my group. I've been tagging people in it. Yeah, it's
Oh,
September the 11th, and it includes. So definitely check it out. Look at my Facebook page. Yeah. So
yeah.
I've
How
been working on
crazy.
that. So trying to juggle our business, my husband and our business,
Uh-huh.
with the crystals and the Reiki and all that, and then working on this event is like I'm like this.
Oh
So
yeah. Oh
I'm
yeah.
trying to do both at the same time, and it's a lot of work, but I love working. I love doing it. It won't seem like work for me, and that's why I asked you for Virgo season what's going to be
Hmm.
happening for Virgo season.
Yeah.
So you're saying that's a time for hard work?
I would say that's a time for hard work.
Mm-hmm.
That's a time, but you have to also balance not being hard on yourself
Right.
because Virgo energy can be very, very, very super critical
Mm-hmm.
and super like self-conscious, very very hard on themselves. So you have to practice not over criticizing yourself.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Take it
Mm-hmm.
easy, but still do your hard work and kind of manifest in silence during that time.
Okay.
For the next time that there's going to be like an outward expression of what you're doing.
Okay. And
Um,
what do you? Go ahead. I'm
oh, go
sorry.
ahead. It's okay. It's okay. Go ahead.
So what do you see? So you're saying September is the month to work hard, but not to be so hard on yourself.
Yeah, it's a
Is
weird
there
balance.
anything else that you can shine on in the month of September?
Let's see. September deals with Virgo energy. Virgo is ruled by Mercury.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Communication, I would say, make sure you're using your throat chakra and speaking up.
Okay.
Because Mercury is connected with I'm not an astrologer, by the way, just so you know, I'm a numerologist, but I
Right.
dabble in the astrology. But,
Mm-hmm.
Mercury is connected with Virgo and Gemini energy, which is also the magician. So
Okay.
it's the time where also if you're trying to um, have different different products or different things that you've been wanting to do, it's the time to create that.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So
So
this
you can
month
speak
and next
about
month is a
multiple
great time
things.
to do that.
Yeah, Virgo season, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Now and then, so we got November, say October, November, December coming up. I got a busy year. The end of this year, I'm like so busy. So, um, what? How do you see this year ending?
Ah, this is a number 5 year.
Okay. So, what is a number 5 year?
It's a year of a lot of changes. We have to all be flexible because things are not going to always go how they're expected to go.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Um, it being a number 5 year, it's a year that people really, really are like dying to communicate and have some type of. That's why you see like a lot of more people getting on dating sites, a
Mm-hmm.
lot more people getting into technology and Zoom and things like that,
Mm-hmm.
trying anxious to communicate, especially because we've been kind of locked in because of everything going on.
Right.
This is a year I would say for people to start traveling if you can,
Okay.
because 5 is a travel number, but
Mm-hmm.
not long distances, maybe like short distances from state to state.
Well, that explains it.
But
I've been traveling my butt off, child, and
but
sometimes, but I didn't want to.
yeah,
Yeah.
5 is a
So
travel.
that
That's why
explains.
people are getting more into the traveling again. But you
Mm-hmm.
just got to be careful, like you said. You have to stay geared up. You have to stay strong with your immunity as much as possible.
Keep your
If you
immunity.
have underlying conditions, take care of that
Mm-hmm.
so that doesn't help to bring down the immune and all of that. Um, 5 is also a number of diversity and just different things. So step out the box this year.
Okay.
Try new foods, try new things that you've never
Mm-hmm.
tried before. Socialize.
Mm-hmm.
5 also deals with promotion. If you're a
Okay.
writer, this is a great year to finish that book.
Okay.
5 is a number that deals with writing as well, that deals with entertainment. If you're into entertainment, promote yourself this year. This is a year to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, let's see, what else would I say about the 5 energy year? You're going to see a lot of things. That's the higher vibration of the 5, but you're also going to see certain things be revealed. Some people might be sociopaths that might get revealed in the media, all kind of stuff with that 5 energy. It's all 5 is also a very sensual number.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people might be wanting to express themselves sexually and sensually. You're going to see a lot of that this year.
You talking about me? Are you talking about me, Queen?
I see your sexy pictures.
I don't know what overcame me, child. I couldn't help myself.
Ain't nothing wrong with you. Look great. Shoot.
Thank you, Queen.
No
I
problem.
was covered up, y'all. I was covered up.
That's all right. You know what? Do you? Because this is that year. You know what I mean? This is that year. A 5 is a popular number. Mm-hmm. So it's a number where it's a time to be a social butterfly as much as you can. Okay. And because we're restricted because of everything going on, you have to get, all of us, we have to get into this technology thing so we can communicate.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Do you think that there's a chance, I'm just asking, do you think there's a chance that we might get shut down again? With the numbers the way they're going?
Let me think. I think they're definitely going to try. I think that everything that they've been doing is going to backfire. I don't know if it'll backfire this year. It probably will, because 5 deals with change and with unexpected things, unexpected occurrences. So it may be looking one way and then something completely happen that'll change the whole thing and be a different outcome. Okay. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's a plan to shut down, or it starts and then something happens and derails it and changes things around. Okay. But I definitely think with the releasing of new viruses and all this nonsense, I definitely think they're going to try to shut it down. You know, it's the same people that talk about having an overpopulation issue.
Right. But, you know, people, my tribe, even if they do, remember, you got to make lemonade out of lemons.
Absolutely.
Use it to your advantage. Do not feed into that freaking fear. Fear creates more fear.
Yes.
It creates anxiety, depression, illnesses.
Yes.
So don't feed into that stuff. Don't feed into, because that's what they do. That's why I don't watch TV programs and certain things, because they're constantly in your head trying to feed you that energy. So just believe in yourself and focus on yourself. Eat healthier. And that's why I asked this phenomenal queen to do this interview, because I wanted to know more about vegan. Even though vegan cuisine, even though my daughter eats it, she travels a lot, so we don't have a chance to always talk a lot about it. Yeah. So, and you're a chef.
Yes.
And you come from a family of chefs. So
we all.
It's important that you share that with everybody, because knowledge is golden. And I appreciate you taking out the time to explain that, because it's very important. We need to learn how to heal our bodies, because we're all natural born healers.
Absolutely. We all are. You are your own healer. Even though people like you, like me, we're into the healing work, we're the vessels to help people. But the person themselves is their own healer if they allow themselves to be that healer. And I kind of wanted to touch on something you said about the fear. From a spiritual aspect, this is what's dangerous about the fear. And this is why prayer works. No matter what you believe in, we all got them old grandmas that would pray and things would work. The reason that prayer, manifestation, and different things work is because what you cast out, either verbally or energetically, even what you think, you create an energy outside of yourself that you are casting out into the ethers.
That's scientifically
cast out into the ethers. It manifests into the physical. And so if you have multiple masses of people who are living in a mind state of constant fear, it is going to create a spiritual vortex of fear energy that is being casted out in the ethers, that is being casted out in the universe, and it makes whatever is being created stronger.
Yep.
And so there are a lot of research, if you want to take it not from, more scientific, there's a lot of research about how fear in the mind manifests into physical illness.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes it's okay to turn the TV off.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to turn the news off to protect your
The
sanity.
radio off for those frequencies,
Yes,
that
those
440 hertz.
commercials,
Yeah,
those commercials.
those commercials. You notice like when you're watching a regular program, that the regular program will be at a normal tone, and then when the commercial comes on,
It's
it's all
loud.
loud and like,
Yes,
what the heck am I watching?
yes. I'll be playing
TV off.
music on Spotify.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And if the commercial comes on, the commercial
Yeah.
is so loud.
Mm-hmm.
See, my background is also psychology. I have a psych degree.
Mm-hmm.
There is psychologically the way people are affected by tones and pitches.
Yep.
It is all a form of some level of control.
Mm-hmm.
You have people called industrial organizational psychologists who study human behavior and the human mind just for marketing.
Yep.
So that's why you have some restaurants like McDonald's that are those specific colors, because it's color psychology. It stimulates hunger in the brain.
Yep.
And people don't realize how deep and how many levels this goes. I have a friend whose baby used to watch Coco Melon. And the baby would almost jump out their arms every time they hit a theme song. Mm-hmm. And the friend found it kind of weird after a while, like, why is my baby jumping out to see this thing? And they said they started watching it and they said something was very weird about the show. Mm-hmm. And I said, I bet the tone, the pitch, mm-hmm. the colors, different things, you don't know how they're programming that baby's mind. They start very young.
Hertz. Yeah, with mm-hmm. the hertz. Mm-hmm. 440, that's what the radio stations mm-hmm. use. You should not listen to you should listen to 432, not 440, mm-hmm. and they know it.
Yeah.
You're very right. And when you talk about the triggers, look at all these restaurants. Mm-hmm. McDonald's is red. KFC is red. Mm-hmm. Popeyes have red colors in it. Uh-huh. Burger King has the color red. All these restaurants have the color red. Uh-huh. Look at it.
All to stimulate hunger.
Yeah.
You might not even be hungry, but you drive past there,
you
like,
gonna stop. Hey, Queen Natasha. Yeah. You're gonna stop. And don't even worry. Especially the McDonald's fries. The McDonald's fries, and they taste like crap when they get cold, but when they hot.
Well, did you see when they had that person that found the McDonald's food from the 80s and it still looked exactly the same?
Yep.
What kind of preservatives are in there where it didn't mold? Yep. That's not real food. That's not natural. Mm-mm. And realistically, we're kind of in Babylon, right? So we're not in a place, most of us, where we can just pick the fruit off the tree and eat it, unless we create that. And even then, that depends on your state, because some states are putting restrictions on growing your own food and all kind of nonsense. But you do the best that you can. That's one thing that I respected and learned from Dr. Africa. You do the best that you can with what you have, with what means you have.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you can't get, one thing, try to get something else that's a better or healthier substitute, or try to balance it. Dr. Africa had spoken about concentrates and how concentrated things rob you of your minerals. Mm-hmm. And he was saying how, because we're not in a place where you can just pick the fruits off the trees. Right. Say if you eat dried fruits, when they dry it, they block the manganese and they take the water out of the fruit. So if you're going to eat dried fruit, balance it by drinking more water, increasing the water intake. Mm-hmm. There was things that Dr. Africa would talk about with that. And so, you do the best that you can. That's why I always joke around and I'll be like, I'm not the food police, It used to be really hard and stern, like everybody needs to be vegan and alkaline. And life had to teach me different. Right. Life had to teach me compassion, and life had to teach me, hey, don't forget how hard this was for you.
Right.
I'll tell you a story. The first time I went vegan was in 2012. I went to a Queen Afua event, and these sisters were so beautiful, all these raw vegans, and they had all these presentations from the kids to the medical doctors. Everybody was there. Mm-hmm. I was so fascinated. I said, I'm gonna become a vegan. 2 weeks later, I went vegan, right? But I didn't do my research. Mm-hmm. I was eating the same thing every day, making the same tofu dish. I tried to buy some false vegan meat at the store. It was disgusting. I was like, what is this? I was staying in the projects at the time. I fell off 6 months after on fried chicken wings. True story. And I
I
was
believe it.
pressed, like, wow, I hated it. Oh, it feels so
What
good.
is good and I miss it, right? Okay.
And then I came back to it in 2015. And I've been on it since 2015. I've had my
Okay.
moments where I've backtracked, but those were learning moments for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to cleanse. But since 2015, I've been on it. And
Okay.
I said to myself, I'm going to learn how to make everything that I love that wasn't vegan, vegan.
Okay. Okay.
Everything that I could. So like I'm like, okay, I kind of like, even though I always been lactose intolerant, I always like mac and cheese, right?
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't eat
Mm-hmm.
it. But now I'm like, okay, let me go ahead and find a way. And in my cookbook, I have two different ways that you can make a vegan mac. One that you could make was using sweet potatoes,
Mm-hmm.
making the cheese out of sweet potatoes, and the one you could use with the little vegan cheeses at the store on the
Yeah,
stove.
and the vegan cheeses are gross. I'm sorry. I can't. I
It,
tried to grow
it
vegan
depends on
cheese.
the brand because I tried some brands and I was like, what is this? And then I tried some other
Yeah.
brands and I'm like, this isn't bad. I
My
like
daughter
follow
made a
your heart.
vegan. She made a vegan mac and cheese with cashews,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and it was different.
the cashew
I'm a
cheese.
cheesy person. I love cheese. That's my guilty one of my guilty pleasures is cheese.
See, one thing when some different vegans make their vegan mac different.
Mhm.
Some of them make it with the cashews and the nuts,
Mhm.
and it tastes nutty.
Mhm.
I don't like it to taste nutty because I want to
Mhm.
feel like I'm almost eating mac and cheese.
Right. Right.
It's weird to me if I taste the nutty flavor because it's like now I know I'm eating cashews.
Right. Right.
So
Right.
I try to, make it in a way so that it doesn't taste so nutty, but it has more of a cheese-like flavor.
Okay.
If I want more of like a cheddar flavor, I may put like a piece of bell pepper in
Oh.
it. And because bell pepper has this kind of slight taste to it that gives it a slight cheddarness to
Mhm.
me.
Mhm.
So I might put that in the blender with the nuts or the seeds or however I'm making it,
Okay
you
now.
know. So I got little tricks to the trade.
I can't wait to taste your cooking queen because you be posting those dishes on social media on Facebook. I be like, oh my god, this looks so good.
Thank you.
It
And
looks
also
good.
I have a metaphysics YouTube page. It's called
Okay.
Return to Pachamama Adult Education. That's where I talk about the numerology and astrology more. And
Okay.
then I recently made one page, and it's just to be messy. I'm gonna be honest. It's a fun, messy page because just like everybody else, there's
How do
different
you have
sides
time
to
to run
me.
all these pages though, Queen? You got a lot going on.
I don't know how I manage it all. And I'm my only
Wow.
employee, so it's like, oh gosh.
Yes, you got a lot going on. So, did you
Thank
give me
you.
that information when you sent it to me so I could put it in the description?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Absolutely. And that one page is just going to be talking about like celebrities and nonsense from TV. It's just going to be fun, like a gossipy kind of page.
Okay. Okay.
And that one's called Ms. Petty Truth.
Okay. I
Because
won't
you
be
gotta
on
let
that
out check
one.
the petty. You can't
I
always do
listen.
light work.
I ain't gonna be on that one. I'm gonna be on all the other ones because I don't want no none of them celebrities doing unless they paying me. And so I'm gonna pay them no attention. How about that?
That's right. That's fine. No, because you know what? Because when you're into spiritual work, that's not all you are.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's
Right.
other sides of you. And I've made the mistake of trying, in my mind, of trying to integrate all the parts of myself. But I'm like,
Right.
everything doesn't need to be integrated. I
Right.
need an outlet that, like, because I like to watch Married at First Sight and all these crazy shows. I need an outlet to express that.
Mm-hmm.
That's separate from the spiritual work that I do. That's separate
Right.
from the plant-based stuff that I do. So that's why I have that extra page that I
Yeah.
just
My
created.
guilty pleasure is I stopped watching reality TV shows.
I don't blame you.
That's just trash TV. But I watch American Gods. I watched that.
Oh.
You watch American Gods?
I think I seen one episode
No,
once.
girl, you got to see American Gods. It
It's
is
like,
so
ooh,
deep.
what's it
Listen,
on?
I am not. They are not sponsoring this YouTube channel, but nobody's sponsoring this YouTube channel.
Yeah,
Let's
right.
put that out there right now, because this is my baby. But American Gods, I think it's not coming back on until this fall. But they have I think 4 or 5 years of episodes,
Oh wow.
And I went on a binge and a marathon watching it. And when I saw the last episode, I was, and that was when Shadow was supposed to have died. And it talks about spirituality. It talks about Oshun.
Is it
It
on
talks
Hulu? What's it on?
what? I
Netflix?
could. I have. We have files. I'm gonna send the information to you. It's
Okay.
on files, or just Google it.
That,
American Gods is the show to watch because it talks about spirituality on so many levels and stuff that you. It even talks about Jesus, honey. It talks about everything. It talks about everything.
I'll be right
Mother
back.
Nature.
I just want to get my charger, but hold that thought because there's something I
Yeah.
wanted to mention about that.
Check out American Gods, guys. I'm serious. That was my one of my guilty pleasures. I can't wait till it starts up again. But it speaks about spirituality on so many levels. It's really, really, really deep. Um, it talks about jinns. It talks about um, being a Muslim. It talks about
Check
all the
that out.
different religions. All the different religions. American
Really?
God talks about, taps into that energy. Um, but my other thing is that and I'm not going to watch anyone. Thank God it's over with. I used to watch a lot of Tyler Perry movies,
Oh,
episodes and series and sitcoms. And I used to. You ever heard of Have and Have Nots?
heard of that. I've
Yeah.
never watched it.
Don't watch it.
You know, there was a time I stopped watching like sitcoms and
Don't
reality
watch it.
TV.
Yeah,
I
it's
ended up
over.
getting
Yeah.
back into it
Huh?
because I was at one time I ended up getting back into it because at one time I was working as a child protective specialist.
Uh huh.
And I was a foster care worker. I did different things as well.
Right.
But all of that child welfare work was like emotionally very taxing for me because I'm empathic, so I'm feeling everything, and it's all
Yeah.
these traumatic things with families and with children, and in some
Mm.
stuff that I personally identify.
Right.
So
Right.
I had to come home and put on something that required no brain power so I
Hmm.
wouldn't have nightmares. So I
Yeah.
started watching Martin again, watching
Mhm.
these crazy things.
Yeah.
But the
If you gonna watch stuff that's gonna make you happy, make you laugh.
right, because Martin, it's good. It's so silly. Martin,
Yeah,
Wayne's brothers, all
silly.
the stuff from back in the day, and it gives me good memories.
Right.
But the thing that I do, because I'm one of those people that can't turn my mind off,
Right.
I analyze everything that I watch.
You should. I do it
Everything.
too because before I watch something, like a movie, if I'm gonna watch something, Natasha says that. Oh, I'm sorry. Natasha says that she watched American Gods, not all the episodes, but it was good. She's not big
Mm,
into TV, but you're right. That you got to be careful what you watch. Just like you gotta read the ingredients on
yeah.
the packages when you eat it before you
Yeah.
purchase it and eat it. I do
Uh-huh.
that with TV. I'm like, okay, before I
Uh-huh.
watch this, is this gonna make me happy,
Yeah.
sad, or is it gonna feed me fear?
Right,
And
right, right.
I don't want any of those lower vibrations when I watch it. So
Right.
I like to my other guilty pleasure is watching. It's not a guilty pleasure. It's fun. I like to watch a lot of African movies.
Oh, those movies are fun. I used to watch them all the
What,
time.
they are funny as crap, girl. And then I like to watch the rich African movies, right?
Oh,
Where they be living large, how they be driving Bentleys, and I'm like, okay, if they can do it, I can do it too. Like I watch encouraging things.
Raider shops, and they got me into it. Then I
Yeah.
started buying them for like $4 in the Bronx. I was like, let me get that movie. Then they have part
Yes.
one, two, part three, part four.
Yes, and Netflix has a lot of African movies on it too.
Really?
A lot. I be on it. There's one on there that I was watching called Castle and Castle. Is about a firm of African attorneys. And
Oh.
honey, it was really. I watched every freaking episode. So you gotta watch, people. Be careful what you watch because these are your portals: your eyes, your nose, your
Yes,
mouth, your ears,
that's
your
true.
root chakra. Everything's a portal. This is a
That's
portal too.
true.
This is your crown chakra. So that's why you gotta be careful who you connect with because you don't want to
Hmm.
connect that energy. Even though this phenomenal queen is here and I'm here, we're still connected to each other because this is
Yeah,
the space is just an illusion. The
yeah,
distance
yeah.
is just an illusion. Time really doesn't exist.
It doesn't.
But I know that's another story for someone else. So I'm not going to confuse people with that.
My crazy self, I'll be watching Golden Girls and overanalyzing it. And I'm like, Blanche is a physical manifestation of a Caucasian Oshun. And people are like, what? What are you talking about? And part of the reason I watch some of like I don't allow too much nonsense in my mind.
Right.
But I do have my guilty pleasures. Like I do like Housewives of Atlanta. They are horrible.
I can't watch that mess no more, Queen.
But
I had them on record.
You know why I watch it too? Because it tells me I analyze it to a T where it shows me where society is going with people of color during that time.
And so what about Love and Hip Hop? Do you watch that too?
Sometimes. Not all the time. Sometimes it's hilarious to me. I'll be honest.
Says, yes, which is why I don't watch scary movies. Yeah, I don't watch scary movies. I don't watch that itch. My husband will.
I used to love scary movies.
Listen, I'm always doing Reiki on my husband because all he watches is doom and gloom movies. He watches war movies, end of the world movies.
He likes those.
Robots gonna kill you. All these crazy.
Nah, I can't do that.
So when he's sleeping, that's why I have my little healing room. So when he goes to sleep, I'm doing Reiki on him while he's sleeping. Because I don't want that energy.
Right. It's good that you know it, so you can do it on him.
I used to watch that crap.
No, I understand, because you need something that's gonna feed your mind.
Yes.
I just found a way for me in a weird way to make some of that feed my mind in a weird way.
Feed the mind and soul.
Yeah, like I like watching a lot. Like I like watching Black Love. I like watching Ready to Love, Married at First Sight. Part of the reason is because I'm single, and because I've been doing a lot of self-healing work on myself, on my daddy.
Whoever gets you, they got a prize.
Thank you.
Whoever gets you gonna be blessed. You can cook. You can do numerology, astrology. You know how to meet the mind. You know how to meet the heart, the throat, the soul. Honey, when they get you, they ain't gonna know how to act. You make sure that he's correct, that he got, well, you're doing the healing work, so you're gonna attract the right one. But whoever gets you, honey, you ain't gonna be able to get rid of that mofo. That mofo gonna be on you, gonna be locked down on you, like white on rice.
I want to be all booed up like you and your husband.
Well, it's a lot of work. I'm going to tell you, my husband, God bless his heart, his soul. My husband that's the love of my life.
Yes.
I've been married twice before him. We're a blended family. We have grandchildren. We have 15 grands. And there's times, and people, this is good for you guys to know with relationships with anyone. If you constantly think that someone's not going to do right and be bad all the time, that's what's always going to be in the relationship, because you're putting that energy out there. So when when we disagree, I just consider, instead of it being an argument, it's just a debate and we just don't agree. I agree to disagree. And I laugh at him sometimes because I'm like, you're not going to have me all upset. Have me in my feelings all the time, because I'm very sensitive and I have to learn and I'm still learning how to balance that energy because I'm an empath. You know what I'm saying? So we've been together, it's going on 10 years. No, we've been together 10 years.
Yeah.
So I'm saying it takes a lot of work and it takes a lot of patience, and it's not all about me and it's not all about him, it's about us. How can we build this empire together?
Yeah.
How we can support one another. And my husband could be dead wrong and we could be in the street, but I'm not going to argue with him in the street.
Right.
Against my husband, because that's my husband. And then then after we get alone, be like, why didn't you do that? Like, I'll say to him alone or vice versa, but don't ever exhibit it.
Go against him in public.
Right.
Yeah.
Always have respect. If you have respect for yourself, you'll have respect in your relationship. And if you love yourself and you're doing the healing work, then you'll attract that person. And in my past, I've attracted a lot of broken people, not just intimately, I'm talking about platonically. And you have the tendency to attract a lot of wounded birds and narcissists that want to you, that are energy vampires, and they want to suck up your energy.
Yes.
Keep them powerful so they could continue to ravish and be savages on other people. So you
Yes.
got to learn how to do the healing work so your energy won't even allow you to be on the same wavelength or to attract that kind of energy with those type of people. Because remember,
That's what I've been learning during this time
mm-hmm,
being away, being at home. I've been learning that about myself, and I've been working on even building up my self-worth and how I perceive myself,
mm-hmm,
because I was getting into situations with people who did not value me, who took
mm-hmm,
advantage of me, who tried to suck my energy dry.
mm-hmm.
I mean, even the last person that I was like serious about, was someone who it didn't end on a very good note.
But
You
he
know what I
he
mean?
he's taught you a lesson, and that's what I
That was
learned
the
about
beautiful
with
part of it
my
all.
family and past relationships is that what I went, and I apologize for cutting you off. I want to
Yo,
let you finish. What I went through in those past relationships, when I do get at odds with my husband, I think about those past relationships,
mhm.
and I say, "Well, shit, it ain't that. It ain't that.
No, that's right.
It ain't that." So I
Yeah.
appreciate you, my king. I appreciate you. You ain't that. So
Right.
I've grown. You know what I'm saying? And everything
Right.
doesn't always have to be a big deal. Everyone doesn't always have to walk around with their fists up or always looking for
Yeah.
someone to, like someone's going to disrespect them or hurt them. Stand your ground and respect yourself. But
Yeah.
as you were saying,
Yeah. That's those are things and lessons that during this time I've really been learning in myself. Like I really went a lot more into myself and my own healing because I'm always being of service. But I
mm-hmm,
was so wounded in my heart. And I didn't understand, why do I keep attracting these people? Why do I keep attracting these people? I don't
mm-hmm,
disrespect people like this. I don't do this. I don't do that.
right,
But it was in private, I was not valuing myself.
mm-hmm, me too.
You know what I
Yep.
mean? I wasn't giving to
Mm-hmm,
myself.
right.
And so I had to learn that. And the glow up has been crazy. But
Mm-hmm.
I love watching these love shows because it gives me different perspectives of love and relationships that I may not have ever seen. Or it makes me look at things like, I never thought about that. How would I deal
Mm-hmm.
with that in the kind of relationship? You know what I mean? And it teaches me so much in a weird way. Like,
I
especially with
remember
the
when
whole
I
black
first
love.
met you, you were cooking.
Hmm.
You were cooking for a group of people, and I saw you cooking with love. And even though I saw the vibrant, phenomenal woman that you are then, when you were cooking, I have seen you literally transform in the few months that I've known you.
Thank you.
No, I have. I'm telling you the truth.
Oh,
And so you should not be the same person you was last week.
that's right.
And I know your food is healing. One more time, give everyone your website
Oh,
and
it's
your email address, and then we're going
www.
to sign off.
Okay. www.return the number two Pachamama, Pachama, wait, Pachama,
Okay.
herbs, that's all one word. .com.
Okay.
And so that's where you can get my seasoning, my herbal formulas. You can find out about the retreats. The next retreat that I'm doing will be on, not the one this weekend. The next one will be August 21st. So if
Okay.
anyone is interested, I could hold space for a small number of people. We're
Mm-hmm.
going to be journeying with different medicines. Just
Oh, you're
only
going to be doing
like two.
plant medicine
Hmm.
on the 21st. Well, I think I have something to do on the 21st. I'll see. Where is it going to be at? In New
In New
York?
York. Uh-huh.
Okay. What part in New York?
In upstate Middletown.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And then is it going to so what type of plant medicine are you going to be embarking upon?
So we're going to journey with mushrooms and we're going to journey with rape and
Okay, so the
sananda.
mushrooms, how many grams of mushrooms? Because I've had mushrooms. Actually, I got mushrooms in the freezer and I
Uh-huh.
haven't even finished them. I made them. I mixed them into chocolate.
Oh,
The only thing about it, mushrooms though, it goes through my system really fast. Like
oh,
it's like a detox.
oh. Also goes through your digestive system
Mm-hmm.
fast. Oh, that's interesting. But there's different types of mushroom. There's so many variations of
Okay.
mushrooms.
So what?
But
So I'm sorry. So what? How many grams would a person do if they were to go to your retreat?
mhm.
How many grams would the mushrooms would you start them with?
If they're a newbie, I would start them with 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Point
think how many did I have the first time I had a
you had
trip out of this world? I told you about that trip that I had the first
Annie.
Ordeal. But then after that I would microdose. So you would start them off with 5. If they're not a newbie and they're advanced, how many grams would you start them with?
It depends how deep they want to go.
What's
They
the
can do
most you've had?
the most I've had. I haven't gone very, 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 very deep with mushrooms. Not
Okay.
like I have with Aya or with San Pedro
Mhm.
or with Cambo.
Okay.
um, but I think, how many have I had? Maybe about
That's
seven,
the
8.
most you've had.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. And then
Because
you
you want to
said.
be able to come back, and it's really supposed to be healing. You have people that um kind of treat the medicines like a getting high party. That's not
Mhm.
what I do. I'm
Not
not
what you're
about that.
supposed
I'll
to. It's
never
supposed.
support
Yeah.
that.
Supposed. Right.
You
So
know what I mean?
what was the other medicine that you mentioned? You said mushrooms, and what was the other one?
Sananga and Rape.
I never heard of Sanaga. You said Sanagra?
Sananga.
Sananga. And what does
Hmm.
Sananga do?
Sananga is used by some people from the in the Amazon, some of the indigenous people of Peru. But they used to use it before they went hunting. It's eye drops that you put on your eyes,
Mm-hmm.
and it takes some of the film of the eyes to help your vision be better.
Really?
Hmm. And so, you put a little bit of Sananga in the eyes. It's like squeezing a lemon in your eye.
Oh, it's burned like that?
Yeah, but it doesn't last long. It may last like maybe 30 seconds to a minute at the
Oh,
most.
okay. All
It's
right.
not, yeah.
And then it's just to clear your vision?
Hmm.
Okay. That's all that it does?
Yes. And I
Okay.
usually like to take that before I go into um medicines, because it helps your vision and what you see.
Okay.
Helps you to see clearer and things like that. And also, people have eye issues. It can help them if they have like some mucus and things around the eye.
Okay. And then what is the other one? You said San Pedro?
Oh, yes. So what I do, I'm not the main practitioner
Mm-hmm.
um, most of the time. With the medicines, I contract out. So I get other practitioners who I trust, who I've sat with in medicine, to
Mm-hmm.
come, or we have a place that will go, and they'll run ceremony. The ceremonies that I run are smaller ceremonies, and I'll do the rape, I'll do the sananga. Once in a while, I'll do a little bit of shroom with the clients, but
Mm-hmm.
um, I don't do the aya and different things as of yet, because I'm waiting to be formally trained.
So, when you hold ceremonies, where do you hold the ceremonies? Outside or at a facility?
So I've done them outside. I've done them in my home. I've done them it just
Where's
depends.
this one going to be at?
This one will be at my home.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
Because
right.
where I'm at, I'm by the woods and stuff. So it's
I'm
very
scared.
peaceful.
I want to do a ceremony, but I'm scared, Queen. I was scared of cat when it comes to certain things because I already attract spirits.
Hmm.
I've had since I was a child.
Hmm.
I attract spirits, and I'm like I'm a spirit magnet.
Mm.
So I want to be careful when I do something like that. I have to make sure that I'm with my husband so that I know he's not going to do it. So I would definitely want to try it though with you. How
Yeah.
much is your ceremony?
Retreats. It depends on the ceremonies. Different ceremonies are different prices. So if it's one that's just going to be rape and some other activities, that one I usually charge between 75 to 100 a day, and it's
Oh,
2 days.
that's not bad. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Um, if it's going to be something like of a different medicine, then it's going to be a little bit more, because those medicines are a little more pricey.
Mm-hmm.
And the medicine takes you where you need it to take you.
Mm-hmm. That's the
If
same
you
thing
at
I'm
any
waiting
point
to do.
start to get afraid, you can talk to the medicine and be like, I'm not ready to go there.
Okay.
And it will take you
Okay.
out of that space.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's also to me why it's important to do it under the supervision of medicine people.
Right. I
Because
trust you.
Thank you.
I trust you. I wouldn't do it around someone else that I don't
A
know.
lot of people tell me that. A lot of people are like, I'll do it with you, but nobody else.
Right.
But you want that trust of someone that's there. I actually had a client of mine who came to sit with me in ceremony. And before she sat with me in ceremony, she had done Aya one time
Mm-hmm.
and had an absolutely horrible experience.
Yeah, I heard that Iowa is something else. How?
But
Yeah.
she explained what happened to her. I was like, who did you sit with? Where
Mm-hmm.
was the shaman? Like, what was going on? Where's the medicine practitioner?
Right.
Because they really didn't guide her the
Right.
way that she needed to be guided and help her at times that she needed to be helped. And I was
Right.
fortunate enough to know some and meet some really great medicine people who I've sat with, who are
Mm-hmm.
phenomenal.
Right.
Um, and so I explained to her, different things. This wasn't supposed to really happen like this on your journey. And when this happens, they're supposed to step in here. This is what this is for. They should have gave you rape to calm you down. Da, 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 da. So when I explained it to her, she was a little hesitant, but she trusted me to sit with me. And when she
Mm-hmm.
sat with me, she loved it.
Okay.
She loved it. She's like, when's the next one? So I'm like, I gotta keep you posted on what the next one is. But
Right.
I'm big on creating that trust with people because it's really about the healing.
Right.
It's not about anything else. It's not about ego. It's not about me being praised. It's healing,
Mm-hmm.
and it's honoring the medicines and the ancestry of yours and the ancestry that brings this medicine.
Right.
You know what I
Okay.
mean? Like I don't play about my medicine. Anybody know me? I get uptight. Like I'll be
Yeah,
ready to
I
punch
know.
you out.
I've had a talk. Oh, we've been on there almost 2 hours. I didn't even
Oh
realize
really?
it.
Oh, it's mine.
My husband said yes.
Oh,
I'm
sorry. I took
sorry. We done got
my
carried away, Queen. We done got so much into this thing. I got me sweating.
Oh,
Okay, well, thank you everyone for hanging
yes.
in there with us. Did
And I'm
you have?
sorry, I just want to clarify one thing really quickly. On a question that you asked about the psilocybin, there's a way that you calculate how much a person is supposed to take as a newbie based on their body weight. So
Oh.
you don't want to give too much,
Mhm.
especially if a person's not ready because you don't know where it's going to take them. But you want to give enough where they can feel the effects. So you'll have people that'll give 3.5 to 5 milligrams
Mhm.
for a newbie. I just wanted to clarify that because I don't think I answered that clearly before.
Okay. Okay. Is
Thank you
that the
though.
drop? That's the drops, right?
No, that's the mushrooms
The
is themselves.
mushrooms. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think I had some like 7. We're not gonna have to talk about that today.
And the rape is the medicine that they blow up the nose. That's what I do.
Okay. And then what happens with that when you blow that up someone's nose?
So it's sacred ashes and barks from different tribes,
Mhm.
different indigenous tribes, and what it does, different rapes do different things, but usually it helps bring you to realignment. So it's blown up each nostril one by one. And for the first time, you usually have like a quick burning sensation, but then it goes away. Sometimes people feel like they're flying.
Mm.
It helps to realign you. So you have some rapes that's good for the lower body, which may
Mhm.
help move some things around. If you have like bowel movements that you are, you're constricted, you're not able to do it, that might help with that. You have some that help with clarity of mind. You have some of the ones I have help open the heart chakra.
Mhm.
You'll just feel this love vibration in the heart area, and it's a medicine where you'll feel the effect for about 10-15 minutes and it's over.
Wow.
So like
I
the one of my
always learn so much about plant medicine every time I have a discussion with a practitioner about it.
yes.
I'm very intrigued about it
And
because it's
one of
natural.
my last clients, he released his sexual trauma from me
Really?
giving him the rape. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Well,
I
I
was
would
so
like for you to sometimes too, if you have the opportunity to go live. I think you do. I think I made you one of the admins. You should be able to go live in my spiritual group on Facebook
oh
to talk
cool.
about the different plant medicines or anything you might want to share. I'm going to be telling. I told people that before, but I think people are scared. But if you have something to share, share it.
Yeah,
As long as it's not something offensive, it's not anything against the, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Against the Facebook guidelines, but sharing is caring. So if you would
We just
like
got
to
to be
share one,
careful with the plant medicine world because you have people that want to kind of stop
right? Because they
that
don't want
movement.
us. They want us to use those synthetic drugs.
Hmm. And America tries to categorize it in the same category as heavy drugs like heroin, crack, and
No way.
those things are imitation of what plant
Yeah,
medicine.
this is organic. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Hmm.
organic.
Right.
It's from the earth. It's
Hmm.
really healing. It's it's going to elevate you and keep you elevated in certain aspects of the
Everything,
spirit.
the illnesses. Yeah, yeah. You're
Yeah.
right. Hmm.
So,
When I
it's
tried the
very
mushrooms
different.
before, I used to have, because I'm a Reiki practitioner. I can do Reiki, but I wanted to try something other than doing Reiki on myself.
Hmm.
And I mean, I can remove pain from my body, but I wanted to try something
Mm,
natural as well, other than my Reiki, and it did remove a pain out of my back.
mm.
Hmm.
Yeah. I have a friend who Dr. Sebi had given him these psychedelic mushrooms
Hmm.
at the village because Dr. Sebi was into psychedelics as well. People don't, there's a
Hmm.
lot of
Yeah, I
things,
know
a
that.
lot of myths about the alkaline
Hmm.
community and different things. And I just kind of be like, people just be going a little crazy. But he was also into the psychedelics as well.
Yes, he was.
And I had a friend who he had given psychedelic mushrooms to who had been having severe back pain for years
Hmm.
and didn't know what it was from, went to all these doctors, they done removed the tooth out of his mouth, all kind of stuff, and he was progressively getting worse. Dr. Sabi gave him some psychedelic mushrooms and his back pain went away for an entire year.
Yep. No
So
joke.
there's a lot of things that,
Hmm.
sometimes it's subconscious anger in the brain that's causing pain signals to the body. And
And
we're
cancer
thinking,
is anger.
uh-huh, see?
Cancer is anger.
And they tell us, oh, you got MS, oh, you got arthritis. You may not even have that. Sometimes it's subconscious anger and you're being
Hmm.
misdiagnosed. And
And it
then
could
those
be from the
medicines make it
past
worse.
too. It could be from a past life, or it could
Absolutely.
be from one of your ancestors. Because
I
we
believe
are
that.
the thumbprint of our ancestors back to 15 to 20 generations. Even
Yes.
though we have a million ancestors to make us, it takes a million ancestors, 1 million to make us. So
Mm,
that's interesting that you spoke on that.
yeah.
Well, I'm going to sign off. Was there anything else that you wanted to share, Queen? Because I could be on here with you all night.
No, I just want to say thank you and thank everybody for viewing and listening. Everybody who's going to
You're
listen
welcome.
after, thank you all for your support. Thank you, Dawn, for this platform.
You're
Um,
welcome, Queen.
yes, you have some amazing stuff, and you always with positive, beautiful energy. And we
Thank
never
you.
even met in person, but I've always got good energy from
Yes, same here, Queen. That's why I asked you to be on my YouTube channel, because my people need, my tribe need to know. People need to
you.
know
Yeah,
about you. Like, you're a hidden
thank you.
gem. They need to know about you, Queen.
Thank you.
It's
Thank
important.
you.
And I love sharing information, because when you share information, it can help heal this world that much faster. You know,
Hmm. Hmm.
it's all about healing. We all
Yeah,
need healing. All of us,
yeah,
every last one of us.
yeah, absolutely.
All right, well, everyone, I'm sending you Reiki healing and love, unlimited love and prosperity overflowing in money into your bank accounts, abundance and happiness, prosperity. May you get that love relationship you always wanted in your life.
Yeah,
May you get that home you always wanted. May you get that job if you choose as a job, or get that career or that business you always wanted to start. Travel to, remember, this is a travel year, as phenomenal Queen Asma said. This is a number 5 travel year. Travel to the places you always want to. Don't worry about the money. Plan the trip. The money
hmm,
will come. Anything you want
hmm,
to do, just plan it. Don't worry about the money. It will come, because you're
yeah,
planning it, you're feeling it, you're looking at it, you're making it, you're manifesting. The money will come. I promise you. All
absolutely.
right? All right, guys. I love you so much. Dawn Spirit here. Peace out. Love you. Namaste. Ashe.